Hey, you're listening to Bookmark My Words. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Sarah.
As always, please like, share, follow, hit the subscribe button, as it helps the algorithm and stuff. If you're on YouTube, leave a comment. Just leave a little pumpkin
A
sassy.
knife.
Oh, oh,
We're doing killer reads.
oh, okay, that works too. So, a pumpkin or a knife, which one? Versus. See which one gets more. Okay, sorry. Anyway,
Sorry.
how was your week?
It was awesome. I took a couple vacation days and we took off. Well, one day we took off to the Smokies and went to Kate's Cove and it was really pretty. The weather was really good. The leaves aren't
They're
changing
not changing,
though.
right?
I don't think we're getting them this year. I feel like they're just falling off and dying.
Yep.
Give us a little color. Maybe this week will make them pop and we can at least see
Maybe.
color around here. And then, as you know, Thursday I took the day off and we went to a local Mennonite community that's local to us, Muddy Pond. It was a really pretty day that day too, and we uh, got out and just I touched grass, man. I just needed to touch some grass.
I was like, when?
Those
I'm
two
not.
days, I'm not kidding you. Thursday, I got home and I was just like exhausted. I think it was all the fresh air. Cause like, I wasn't really like, I didn't do anything the 2 days. I mean, yeah, I kept going. I was active both days, but, like, not overly active, and I got home Thursday, and I was like, "I'm going to bed. I'm tired." And Andy was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Fresh
I
air.
don't know.
Fresh air, man." My granny always said that mountain air gets you. And yesterday, we went to the pumpkin patch.
Oh, yeah.
So we had a fall-ish week. It was nice. That's pretty much our week, though. It was fall break and tried to keep the boys busy as much as I could.
That's hard to do as their age now.
Yeah. Still didn't make it to the library. They asked me and
They didn't make it
I
either.
didn't make it. But how was your week?
I've been sick the whole fall break.
You have been.
Been great. Anyway, I've
Yeah.
watched a lot of TV this week.
Oh, well, that's nice
I,
sometimes.
I watched a lot of TV, finished one book, working on a second book. I don't know how to word this. Unblocked a writer's block in my head. Not like physically, just obviously. I worked something out like I was writing it and I kept seeing the chapter go two different ways, and then finally I was like, oh, what if? It was like 2 it was that night that what was it? Somehow I stayed up until like 1 a.m.
Ew.
And then I was like, what if I combine these two chapters? And it fixed itself. So, but yeah, that's it. It is still our killer reads episode. This one we're doing, it's not a real case, it is a fictional. So,
Yes.
still gonna.
Yeah, this one's fictional. And in fact, I read it back in January. So it's going to be a very broad overview, but I highly, highly, highly recommend this book and the two following books. It's a three-part book. I mean, I say three-part. It's not. You could stop at the first book and it'd be fine. It doesn't leave you, no. I mean, like a typical crimey leave. Like you're like, "Oh, what happens now?"
It's not such a cliffhanger that you gotta read the next one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I did though. The book is The Housemaid, and I got all 3 of them for Christmas and last year, and I started reading the first one and I read it really fast and just rolled straight into the second one and the third one. And she's even got a satire novella that goes with it too, and that one was neat to throw in there as well. So I guess technically there's like
4.
4, but that 4th one is just, like I said, it's strictly a satire novella, and it's kind of funny to read. But it's The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. So here is the synopsis for The Housemaid. Every day I clean the Winchesters' beautiful house, top to bottom. I collect their daughter from school, and I cook a delicious meal for the whole family before heading up to eat alone in my tiny room on the top floor. I try to ignore how Nina makes a mess just to watch me clean it up, how she tells stranger lies about her own daughter, and how her husband, Andrew, seems more broken every day. But as I look into Andrew's handsome brown eyes, so full of pain, it's hard not to imagine what it would be like to live Nina's life. The walk in closet, the fancy car, the perfect husband. I only try on one of Nina's pristine white dresses once, just to see what it's like, but she soon finds out, and by the time I realize my attic bedroom door only locks from the outside, it's far too late. But I reassure myself, the Winchesters don't know who I really am. They don't know what I'm capable of. Okay, so there are some trigger warnings. There's definitely abuse, gaslighting, 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 gaslighting everywhere. All the gaslighting. And when I looked up possible trigger warnings for this one, they said implied violence. Like I said, I read it in January. Like I remember what happens, but I can't remember if like it goes into details. I know there's definitely violence. I know there's death, but I don't know how in depth they go in with the death.
Okay.
So like I don't know if you should tread lightly on that one or not. I don't remember anything being real graphic, but there's that. So you open up and you meet Millie Calloway. She's living in her car, kind of down on her luck. Um, you do find out in the beginning she's got a little bit of a record. I think if I'm not mistaken, she's on probation. She hides this though, of course, from the Winchesters when she goes to interview for the job for the live-in maid. She interviews with Nina, and Nina's your typical snooty rich woman. To begin with, she's just very particular. Just think like I can't think of somebody to like really paint how she's like, but like she just
And there were like a TV show called The Perfect Couple on Netflix that
I think I did watch that.
the mom was like, "We don't do things that way around here."
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah,
just,
kinda like that. Like
we don't
just
wear white on Tuesdays,
yeah. Like, yeah.
pinks on Wednesday.
The daughter, Cecilia, typical, well, to begin with, a typical little girl. Obviously she's grown up in this house that's immaculate.
Yeah.
She's always had everything she's wanted. Very, very spoiled. But at the same time, like you could tell there's something there. There's just something about her that Millie can't put her finger on. But of course, she interviews, she gets the job, she moves in instantly. She's just happy to not be living in her car. She tries to hide that from Nina, that the fact that she was living in her car, even though all of her stuff is in the back of her car. And like they make her park down at the block. Like she's not allowed in the driveway in her beat up car. It's very you're the housemaid, we're the rich people. They show her her room. It's very tiny on the very, very top floor. I want to say it's the third floor. I know it's multiple floors. And she's kind of like not sure about it to begin with, but she can't really put her finger on it. Meets the husband, Andrew. He comes off as this very charming, caring,
I like it.
handsome, and you feel bad for him.
No, I don't.
Like in the beginning, he's good. He's good. Nina quickly becomes very bipolar. Very bipolar. She's very nice, and then the next minute she's very mean. Nina will clean the kitchen. She'll go in and she'll just dump cereal boxes all over the kitchen and then be like, "Why didn't you clean up this mess?" I mean, very crazy. Cecilia, the daughter, is the same way. She will lie and say that Millie did stuff to her. She'll lie and say that Millie was mean to her. Very
I'll go back to living in my car, thanks.
yeah, it quickly becomes like what the heck is happening here? And she like is that way, but at the same time she's on probation, she needs a job.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, she doesn't want to really leave that job. And then there's Andrew, who tries to explain to Millie that his wife is mentally ill and he thanks her for helping her through everything. And there's a whole lot that goes into this. His mother, like, at one point sends a box in. I guess Nina has trouble having children, and his mother sends in a box of baby clothes
Oh
and
my
like just
gosh.
sends her off the edge. And I mean, it's gaslighting, 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 gaslighting. And Andrew is like, well, Nina has done this to herself. And so you find out, I will tell this part. You find out that he has everybody in the neighborhood believing that Nina's mentally ill. In all of the groups,
Wow.
they think she's mentally ill, not to be trusted the things she says. So like she can't talk about the things he does in the background that nobody knows. And he is cruel. Millie, like I said, her bedroom is a tiny room upstairs. It's more like a walk-in closet, really.
Oh, okay.
Um, but I mean, it has a twin size bed in it. So I mean, it's decent, but not like was there a window? I think it was just a sliver of a window. It only locks from the outside,
That's creepy.
and she discovered one night that she gets locked in every night.
That freaked me out.
So
That sent me over the
she
edge.
can only get out when they allow her to get out. And it just that's a key part in one of there's one time she gets in there and it is a long time she is locked in there. You also meet Enzo. I want to just mention him. He's in the second book. Enzo's the gardener and he's very quiet. And you almost think that he doesn't speak English because he is like, I can't remember what country he's from. I want to say Brazilian, but that's not right. But
Is it Colombia?
maybe?
Venezuela?
I don't know.
Hola. He's not Mexican.
He's not. No. I cannot. I can't remember.
Ecuador.
But he's kind of a background character, but
Okay. He's important later.
he quickly becomes very important. Like I said, you think he doesn't speak English, but he's always seems to be around. But at the same time, it's kind of weird. Like their yard gets done every day. And she's like, I don't know why he's here every day. Like, what is he doing? And you quickly find out
He's sleeping with a wife.
incorrect.
Oh.
He is aware of the fact that Nina is in fact not the mentally ill one.
Oh.
And he has a backstory too of his own. His sister was in an abusive relationship
Oh, so you can see
and
signs.
he couldn't save her. Like he didn't save her. And so he does their yard every day to be around to like keep an eye on her.
Wait, on her or the wife? Nina.
Nina. Well, and
Okay.
then Millie.
Well, and then okay.
Because then you quickly find out Andrew shifts and he turns on Millie.
Okay.
And you begin to find out
He got
that
comfortable.
this is what he does. They bring in a housemaid, then it's like he charms them, they're all this stuff, and
Yeah.
then he tortures him, straight up tortures him. So I'm not gonna tell you what happens.
But none of it's like sexual violence, right?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't remember there being any sexual violence. No, yeah, it was all just like really crazy stuff.
Like mentally?
Yes, it was
Okay.
all very mental abuse. I mean, other than locking her in her room.
Be
I mean,
something
that's
like
mental, but at the same time, I mean, you're starving.
one of those things where it's like, no, you didn't say that to me. You said that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, one of the ones I remember is the peanut butter. So, Cecilia swears she's allergic to peanut butter. She flips out on Millie and is like, "You can't make me that peanut butter sandwich." And Nina come in and was like, "Oh my gosh, what are you thinking? Making her a peanut butter sandwich? Like she is allergic to peanut butter." And like Millie's like, "Nobody ever told me that." Well, then she like mentioned it to Andrew, and Andrew was like, yeah, that's the mental illness." And like all the like it's just wild stuff like that. And then like when she gets caught trying on
The
the
dress.
dress, like Nina gets mad and like bags up all of her clothes and is like, "Well, since you can fit them and my fat ass can't, here you go." And but you find out Nina's doing that to try and run her off.
Oh, she's trying to protect. Okay.
She's trying to protect.
She's trying to get rid of the maid so that way.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Hers is actually a protection. Cecilia is
Just confused little
just
girl.
a very messed up little girl because of what she's growing up in. But it all comes to a head. It's wild. It's crazy. Really did not see any of it coming. The twists in this were impeccable. Like they were fantastic, and I think that's the reason why I went into the second one so quickly is because I was
I
like,
do remember you read them like,
I wanna be like, "Well, what happens in this one?"
wasn't it like snow days or something?
I think so.
Yeah, you read one
Yeah,
after the
'cause
other.
we got snowed in January, but I
Oh,
highly recommend it, and then, as a perk, the movie comes out in December
the 19th,
the 19th,
we looked it up.
so you can read the first one. It just covers the first one, right?
I think so. I think that's what it looked like. It covers just the first one.
So then maybe they'll have multiples.
So, yeah, I hope they don't combine it, because here's the deal. Once you start combining movie or books, you mess up the whole process.
It's gonna be really hard to combine these books.
Yeah.
The third one straight up had me hating one of my favorite characters. I
Oh.
thought for sure.
You were just like, really?
I was like, "Are you kidding me?" It was wild.
I was gonna say, don't tell me, because I might rent it from the library.
No, no, yeah, you definitely need to read them. I don't wanna tell you. Plus, honestly, it's been so long, I'd get the details wrong and I'd mess it all up. I wouldn't do him justice. So,
I was just checking.
but the second book, you do follow Millie again.
Is she a maid in that house again? Yes.
Yes, she does in fact actually be a maid again.
But now, I thought someone died in the first.
Someone does die in the first.
Okay.
Someone you celebrate. That kinda narrows it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like that's still not giving anything away because, like, how it all goes down is beautiful.
Just the
The
process.
process of getting there. Like, even when I, like, looked information up to, like, refresh my memory on this book, like, all that twists and stuff
Oh,
about
yeah.
Andrew being the bad guy and stuff, that was considered midway point. Like,
The stuff he
then the
did.
final stuff, I mean, because then you also dig in deeper to Millie's past. Remember?
Oh.
She's on probation. What is she on probation for?
Oh, that's right, because they don't know who she is.
Right.
Which
So, I mean, I did not give you any twists,
which that
really.
does, if you think about it, you are kinda opening yourself up to some really weird
Mhm.
people to come live with you in order for them to clean your house. I mean,
I couldn't do it.
I get why they would lock the door, especially the first few weeks, but at the same time, why didn't anybody do a background check?
I know.
Like, no, they didn't do a background check on
I
her?
guess not.
Guess not.
Because they didn't know she was a criminal record.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, they'd know she was on.
I think they find out though.
Or
They hang it over her head, I
well,
think.
eventually her probation officer would have to do a site visit.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Maybe? I know they find out eventually.
Or she has to go to them at least.
Yeah, no, I know she goes to
FYI,
the
I've never been on a probation, I just know from TV shows.
You
I
seem
d
to know an awfully lot about
It
it.
sounds like I know a lot about it, but they normally.
Yeah, I knew they had to check in, and I remember it talking about her checking in because there's one day she's not able to check in, and it's bad.
I mean, I get it. I mean, if it's a serious crime that you're on probation for, I get why you're supposed to check in, like, every day or every other day, but if it's something like embezzlement, like, what
That's America at this point.
like, are you really gonna get seriously, like, super criminal, this
Yeah.
embezzlement
You're
person gotta
not, like,
check in every day? No, you didn't murder
a
no one.
harm to anybody
Yeah, like, you might have
financially,
financially, yeah, you put a lot of people in hardship, but
but yeah, you follow Millie again in the second book. Enzo makes an appearance, but they don't start out that way. She is a maid in another house,
different people?
different people,
And then what, she goes there and ruins their life too?
pretty much.
What?
And it has some wild twists and turns too.
Is that what the third one is too?
The third one switches it up a bit.
Oh, okay.
You've got the housemaid's secret,
Okay.
and then the housemaid's wedding is the short. I didn't read it in between 2 and 3,
Yeah.
but it does go over their wedding. And then the third is the housemaid is watching.
Oh, okay.
Let's just say, I mean, she has a job, but she's no longer a maid. Her and her husband move out of the city and get a house to try and have a life.
Does she get a maid?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So then she has a maid working for her.
Yes.
And then that maid
And
causes
then
issues?
they're on a cul-de-sac
Oh, no.
and there's Neighbors.
Can I just say, I just don't want neighbors.
Yeah. Well, I'm discovering like cul-de-sacs are where it goes down. I thought it was nice because like you're at the
No,
tail end and like your kids can play in the whatever. But like I'm discovering like it's always a cul-de-sac that like goes down.
or drama. This
They
is so
always
much
know
drama.
everybody's business.
Desperate Housewives.
Yes. So,
Pretty
but
Little
that's the
Liars.
third. Millie, of course, is uh the center of all three of them.
Of
Well,
course.
3 and 4 because the housemaid's wedding. And I was wrong. The the novella one is
After number 2.
no, that is the housemaid's wedding.
Oh, my bad. Don't listen to me.
The novella, I don't think it's technically tied. I just read it all together. It's not tied at all, but it's called The Widow's Husband's Secret Lie. And because it's a novella. It's
Yeah.
this satire novella. They had to kind of like that. What's that show we watched on the Netflix? The woman in the window
In the house.
in the house with the what was it? It's got Kristen Bell in it.
The woman in the house. In the window. It was something. It was making fun of all the
Yeah.
mystery book things.
Yeah, and it was really funny to me to read that from someone who writes those type of books. Like she took some of her other books, like even I want to say The Housemaid was in that book that she was in the novella. So, I recommend that one too. It's not really a killer read. Well, I guess it kind of is because obviously someone dies. That's why they're making fun of it.
Really do have something to talk about.
Dude, so we watched something on Netflix
Yeah.
today. Well, I didn't. I watched the back of my eyelids, but it went off, and luckily, Raylan had already moved to the bedroom. But Silas was playing his game, so he wasn't paying attention. And the next thing it went into, like as like a preview, was that Ed, what's his nuts?
That's what I was going to talk about.
And oh my gosh, the previews for that thing are terrible.
Okay. So I started the Netflix monster Ed Gein story. I lasted 3 minutes. 3 minutes in, he was doing something very naughty while wearing his mother's underwear, and I was
I
just
heard
like,
about that.
"Oh my gosh, like you didn't even give me a second to
Like process what
I haven't even processed what this man looks like." And then there are women out here that are like, "Oh, he's so hot, he's so sexy." And I'm
like in real world, in real
yes,
life.
yes. And I'm just like, please stop.
I'm disturbed.
Please stop. Like, I know the actor himself is beautiful. He's a
Yes, that's a
gorgeous,
beautiful man,
he's
but him made up as him is not.
no,
And
stop.
honestly, that's half the reason I didn't want to watch it because I didn't want to ruin Charlie Hunnam for me.
I know. Cause I was like, but him?
Yeah, freaking like I was like Silas because I was waking up from my nap,
And you're like, change it.
like as soon as I wake up from my nap, a very like grouchy voice.
Yeah, you're like, Dad.
And I was like, "Where's the remote?" And Silas was like, "I don't know why." And I was like, "That man wears people."
Like, it's not
About
funny.
that time, he looked up and he had the face on, and Silas was like, "That's weird."
That's good. That's good, son.
Luckily, and if it was my younger child, I would have not. Even if I was waking up from a nap, I wouldn't have spouted out that
No,
way.
yeah.
But my older child handles things like that a little differently than my younger, so I knew that he'd be like, "Oh, let's get the remote." He wouldn't like be disturbed
Yeah,
for
he'd be like,
all time.
what the heck?
Yeah, but I was so thankful Raylan was not in the room
Yeah.
because he would have never slept again.
No. He would have been like, what? And that's why I literally could not. I feel like they're sexualizing a lot of those killers because they had the same thing with the actor that played Jeffrey Dahmer in there,
Actually, I have seen people comment about that.
where they're like, oh, he's so hot. And it's like, I'm sorry, he eats people. Like the actor, all these actors, yes, very beautiful people. That's why they're actors. And they're talented because they can pretend to be other people. But you shouldn't.
I don't know. I
Can
did. I
we?
saw that one meme that says something about Ed Gain,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Geen looked like that. I'd let him turn me into a chair or
Yes.
something. And it was like,
No. So I just wanted to do like a little shout out to Peacock because they did Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy. It was fabulous. First of all, every episode, except for the very first one, was named after a victim.
That's cool.
That was cool. And then at the end, it had, because I don't know if you know this, I knew this because I'm a freak. So Trigger,
I don't know much
let's
about him, I don't think.
skip ahead.
I get him confused.
He kidnapped, tortured, and sexually molested, and then obviously killed 33 young men. He's the most, I think he still holds the record.
Oh, Lord. Thank goodness for that, but
Yeah, I want to
that we've not
say,
went above and beyond,
yeah, he's
but
not went above and beyond. And they've only identified, I think, I think there was four they didn't identify. So what they ended up doing was like the state put special markers. They gave them a real funeral and then put them in some of the city cemeteries for free,
yeah.
obviously. And I think they put on their I want to say they put on their headstone something like "Taken from this world too soon, but we will never forget your story."
Oh,
I mean, and it's really sad
that's
because a
good.
lot of
I
the
mean,
men, like the lady that kind of all of this started to unravel, which I did know this was a mom. She was waiting outside of a pharmacy for her son to get off work because he was 16, and then when he just wouldn't come out, he had asked her when she went in to pick him up, he was like, I need to talk to this guy about a job because the minimum wage for that job is $5 an hour.
oh,
And that's double what I make here. And she was like, okay, yeah, I guess, but it's my birthday, so let's go. Dad and sis and brother are all waiting at
it all
home.
just keeps getting
I
worse.
know, it just kept getting worse. And so she waited around for like another 30 minutes and she went back in and she was like, she asked the girl behind the counter that he worked with, "Hey, like, where'd he go?" And she was like, "Oh, he never came back. Like, I saw that guy drive off, but did he not come back?"
Oh, no.
So, and then of course, at that time, because this was late 70s, I think it was 78. Yeah, it was 78 when he got abducted. They had a 72-hour wait on any missing children.
What?
Because Chicago at the time, I didn't realize how political this was. So Chicago at the time was going through like it was kind of run down.
Mm-hmm.
Was having some financial problems. So they were having a lot of runaway kids and they were just like, they'll show back up.
72 hours, though?
72 hours after knowing, and it explains all at the very, very end, the very last episode. It explained how, because of John Wayne Gacy, they changed a lot of laws in the state of Illinois.
Well, be thankful for that, I guess.
Something like, so one of the things was obviously they removed the 72 hours. I think they lowered it to 12. And now I don't think you have to wait at all. I know the state of Tennessee, you don't have to wait at all. If someone acts out of character. Like if I was just to go like poof, just missing.
Right.
And you and mom knew, hey, like Stephanie's always home
Yes.
by 8.
Steph doesn't, yeah.
She always texts us or something.
Yeah.
You can call a missing person. It also, of course, in the state of Illinois, they started Amber Alert because at the time, I think Amber Alert was kind of new. And so only like certain states were doing it. And then there was some other stuff there I can't remember off the top of my head. But I just like to say they did amazing. It didn't show anything inappropriate.
So, okay, with this one, was it like documentary or was it set up like the monster series?
It's kind of
Like
set
where
up like
it kind of telling the story in real.
kind of telling the story in real.
Okay.
Yeah, like it was all actors. It was not one of those like dramatic scene and then cut to a real person.
Okay.
It did cut to live footage at the end, like to show people like, hey, this is what we took from this. And they did tell you it was inspired by and dramatized some parts, but the boys'
Yeah, because I mean,
stories.
you can't know every part of those.
Yeah, like, do I think John sat in with his lawyer and told him like scene for scene every single boy what happened? I don't think so. I think he might have told him like the last few, but like that poor lawyer.
See, that's why I couldn't do that
He
type
did
of
his job.
lawyering.
He did his job. I know a lot of people are like, he's a scumbag.
I
He
mean, they've
did
got,
his
you're
job.
supposed to have that across the board,
Yeah.
but I could not do it.
I couldn't
Could
do
not
it.
do it. I don't know how they do it.
And that's what he said.
I would have to do something incredibly
Yeah,
good to balance out
yeah.
trying to
And that's what he kept telling the other
defend.
lawyers. He was like, he's an American, he was born here, he was raised here, he's one of our people. He has to have due process
Yeah.
just like everybody. And he said, I'm not saying with whether or not he did or didn't do it. He did it. He told you guys he did it. What I'm saying is, how is his punishment? He's like, we're not, it's not a question, kind of like with, Eric, like the Menendez
Yeah, the
brothers.
Menendez brothers.
It's not a question of whether or not he did it. He looked at the cops and went, oh, yeah, he did it.
Yeah.
But also, the actor who played John Wayne Gacy, he did a fabulous job. I was super creeped out by him by the end of it. Like, at first, I'm just like, this dude is so likable. And then he'd do or say something, and I'd be like, whoa. I don't know. Actors freak me out when
Mhm.
they can do that, but he did a really fabulous job. I liked how they named it all after the kids they know 100% sure that's who they were.
That is pretty cool.
And then it showed pictures of them at the end and like their families and stuff. I don't know if they got permission from the families. That's something I want to look up. But yeah, like I'm sitting here going like,
I started one this weekend. My Father, the BTK Killer.
I watched that one
Is
too.
that, yeah, I've only on the first episode, but like,
I feel bad for her.
I feel bad for her.
I feel bad that people keep taking stuff out on her.
Yes, like, and they're all like, how could you not know? Like, do you not understand how, I mean, these are like serial killers.
Yeah, these aren't
So
just,
they're obviously good at what they're doing. So
it's not a one-time
this
thing.
isn't, I mean, they have perfected this sick
Method.
act
Yeah.
and their method, and like they're going to know how to keep that separated from their family. And it's just, I mean, they had in the first episode they've interviewed, like, he was a Boy Scout leader, and like they interviewed people of the that had them over their kids, and they were like, yeah, we would have never. So like if they never knew and they were that closely, like he was a leader in a church and all that stuff, like if those people didn't know, why do you think his children knew?
Yeah. That's what they said about John was, and they even quoted him on it, was there's four Johns. There's John the family man, John the politician, John the clown, and then there's Jack, or the other guy, as he calls him.
Mm.
And he's like, because he would sometimes give out his name to those boys as Jack. And I do have some beef with the people of Chicago because here's the
Uh-oh.
deal.
You taking on the Chicago people?
Well, not the people, but the law. I don't know who decided this. If it's true, I gotta look it up. So obviously, John was executed by lethal injection. And in the show, I don't know if this is real or not. Someone tell me, please. They didn't let the families, they invited the families to come if they wanted, but then they put them in a whole separate room and didn't let them view it.
Why?
And then when it was done, the guards went and got them and went, hey, so it's done. So the buses are out front. And they were like, why didn't
They've
you come get
always
us?
been able to watch.
And they said it was because it was such a high energy type case. So
Oh.
many of them were um very vocal about, hey, my son is missing, because a few of these boys were missing for like 5 years, and they would go to the police and the police were like, oh, they run away all the time. So they were like, it's such a charge between the people and the police for it. They're like, we're just going to leave them in this room and just let them know when he's deceased.
I mean, well, okay.
I wouldn't
Right
actually
here,
go.
sitting this to
Yeah.
this day, I could not imagine sitting in there and watching that person die. But has anybody killed a family member of mine and me
Yeah.
feel that strongly about somebody dying? No. So I can't really say if I would want to or not. Um,
I would be like this one sister, and it was the sister of I think it was the sister, or it might have been the mom. I can't remember who said it. I mean, in the TV show. I don't even know if this was real, but she said, it's not so much of, I want to watch him die. I want to make sure he's not on this earth anymore so he can't
right.
hurt anybody else.
That, yeah, because like, yeah,
At that
it's
point, there's no
just,
turning back.
yeah.
33, that's a big number.
That's
a big number. It's like one of those things that just, like, you just sit and just
and then,
think
like,
about it. It's like,
yeah, you're not and I think that's what most people would want to watch it for, is just to confirm that, like,
I
that
wouldn't even have
person,
to
this terrible person is gone.
yeah, like, I wouldn't even have to, like, view the thing in itself. Maybe just,
Because
like
we're not murderers. We're not
yeah,
sick.
I
And the
don't wanna
people who
watch
have had people murdered aren't typically murderers and sick. We're not gonna, like, sit there and just want to, like, watch them
can I, like,
fry,
see
you
his
know?
face? Like, let me see his face real quick. He is not with us anymore. Okay, cover him back up. Put him away. I just don't want him here.
Right. They all just pretty much sit on death row.
They just sit on death row. And that's the thing is that he was executed in 95, 96, 95,
Mm.
one of those numbers. And
Really?
yeah, and his trial ended
I was alive?
in the early 80s. And they kept trying to do, oh, mistrial because of this, mistrial because of that. It went on for a long time. And it even talks about the process. It goes into a lot of point of view from the lawyer's point of view because he kept like, he was like, you guys made this such a high profile case, he'll never get a true trial.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he's
Yeah.
like, it's not so much about like whether he did it, he did the confession. That's not my problem. He said, my problem is that what is his sentencing? Are his peers going to sentence him or not sentence him? He's like, we have reporters from China. He said this
Yeah.
man is so infamous that he's got people from China coming in to report on him. How are we supposed to do this without the media getting in the way? Which, it's I guess that's around the time when media really did pick up cases, if you think about it. Because like the Mendez brothers were in the 80s. His was late 70s. What you had,
Well, I think BTK killer was around that time too, because
yeah,
he even pulled the media in.
yeah, he pulled the
He
media
was one of the
in.
ones that
I think
taunted.
Zodiac Killer is what started doing that because he was s- late 60s, early 70s, and he was through the newspaper. He would always write the
Yes.
newspaper.
I have watched something on him.
I love
Yeah.
that movie. I don't like Jake Gyllenhaal, but I love that movie because RDJ's in it. He's awesome. I'll watch anything that Robert Downey Jr.'s in.
Yeah, I do like him.
So, and he just, here again, he doesn't play like a person, he just plays himself. So,
Real?
yeah, he does more, I mean, not himself, actually,
Oh.
but like, he's not really, I mean, he
I was
plays
like, what
the,
did he have to do with the Zodiac
not,
Killer?
he just plays like the snooty reporter.
Oh, I see
Uh,
what you're saying. He doesn't.
yeah, if you like to watch shows like that, if you're entertained or want to know, that's definitely
Yeah,
up there
and
on the list. It's really
tread
good.
lightly with the monsters, Ed Gein,
I'm not even gonna watch it.
because I don't.
Listen, I struggled going through the Jeffrey Dahmer
I
one.
didn't even try the Jeffrey Dahmer one because when you told me you struggled, I was like, I'm not doing it. And then I thought about trying this one, but then those previews, I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, it was not.
Like, I don't even think like it would be like too gory. I think it'd just be very weird.
I think what gets me about them is that it's like, we don't need to see the act. You can suggest, and I think that's
Yeah.
what I liked about the Peacock one. It suggested what was
Well,
happening without showing it.
so I watched the Lyle and Eric Menendez monsters,
Yeah,
and I don't remember them
I think
showing.
it's because their case wasn't sexually.
Maybe that's what it is.
Theirs wasn't any sexual thing. It was a crime of passion.
I
Yeah.
mean, even when the dad was, it was just suggested he
Yeah,
was in the,
closing the door.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so that I can handle. Like, I don't know. No, it's too much. Even dramatized.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's what sometimes I don't like about Netflix. I will say, sometimes I don't like Netflix because they're like, well, let's just show all of it. And it's like, oh, I can kind of read between the lines. You don't have to show me
Well, and I think
every little thing.
the thing that got me is, okay, the movie that we were watching was obviously appropriate for my children
Yeah.
because they were watching it. And then the next thing you lead into is the monsters Ed Gein.
Yeah.
And I'm just
'Cause they're
like,
saying it's, like, Halloween themed, and I'm like, "That is not a theme, that is murder."
that is like mental illness. That is
Yes,
not right.
and
Like,
he was an extremely low IQ.
really.
Yes. He was extremely low him and his brother were both extremely low IQ.
I kind of have beef with Disney Plus too, because now that Hulu
Yes.
is connected with Disney Plus, my kids can be on there watching all kinds of stuff.
Yes, why did they do that?
Why did they do that? Like, if I was like, my youngest knows that stuff like that bothers him, so he isn't gonna branch out and watch anything like that, like, I don't have to worry about that. But, like, if I had, like, young kids, like, young kids,
Yeah,
like, I'd be terrified. I used to just give them Disney Plus and let them go because
'cause it was
it's
safe.
Disney, but now they've merged them, and, like, you don't even have to do anything. I mean, and it's on the homepage of Disney
Yeah,
Plus.
it's on the homepage.
Like,
Like, they don't even have a kids safety switch
no.
or a preteen safety switch. Because I will say that's something that Raylan complained to me about one time when I was like, "Why don't you watch the kid Netflix?" Because I was worried about stuff popping up,
Mhm.
and at that time, I think I was watching them at night for you or something. Something was
Might have been when
happening,
I was, yeah, had that second job or whatever.
and I was like, "I don't think your mom's gonna allow you to watch this." And he was like, "Well, it's on Netflix." And I went, "But it's not on Netflix Kids." And he went, "Well, some things are kids appropriate, but it's not
Yeah, that I will
on
say
Netflix
that. I
Kids."
did take mine off of kids' Netflix pretty early on because, like, some of the stuff,
In which
I
it
mean,
was, yeah,
is it fell in that in between. But
PG-13,
yeah, but like you said, why don't they make like a preteen mode?
like preteen mode.
And I know everybody's got different definitions. Like you can't, but there's got to, I mean, there's a rating
I was
system.
gonna say there's a rating
There's a
system,
rating system for a reason. So why can't we do it like locked by ratings?
that's what when you let the parents pick and be
Yeah.
like, "What is the level you would like for this to go to?"
Yeah.
And then put in a PIN code and be like, "I don't wanna go over PG."
Yeah.
They don't need rated R movies.
No.
I don't want rated R movies.
Anymore, I don't like any of them either.
I'm old. I don't wanna see nobody getting naked with each other.
Ew. No. Not about that life.
I'm like, "Ugh." Only reason why I read it in books is because I can mentally tune it out. I'm just like, "And slamming. 'Kay, cool. Get over it." Well, that was today's book, The Housemaid, um, and also some, I guess, killer TV shows? Not necessarily killer reads,
Yeah.
killer TV shows. I do not suggest watching the Ed Gein one.
Ugh.
Sorry, I don't. Like I said, I made it in maybe 5 minutes and was like, "Nope, not doing
Like I
it.
said, the previews had me scared.
Not doing it. I'm not
Not
here for the."
not scared in like a. It's just weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
it
weird.
is too over the top.
It's too weird for me.
But, like, I had already went through, like, I watched 3 minutes of it and gave it a thumbs down, so it would not suggest it. Oh, you can do that.
Ooh, I should do that.
You you're
Oh.
welcome, mama. But that is our episode. We hope you have a fabulous week and a fantastic Tuesday, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.